Well, you probably know how much I love charcoal drawing, but you may not know that I've done a few portraits. Excuse me, not many actually. I've done my parents, and this is my father here in the frame, which was done a couple of years ago. And I've just finished this drawing of my sister-in-law's father, who sadly passed away a few months ago. And with Dad actually passing away recently, I really love that I have that drawing of him. So these are just personal works for me. So just talking a little bit about the process of how I approach these. So they were worked off from photographs, but obviously I know the people well, so that also helps. During the process of drawing someone's portrait, it really does give you a real closeness and intimacy with that person, because you're studying them like under a microscope. You're looking at every detail, every crevice, every line, every way their face sort of moves or goes. So yeah, it's a really lovely thing to do. And like all my work, I like doing it slowly, and I like building it up slowly. So how I started, I start with sort of, in a sense, the basic outline and the basic information, and that's just put down really lightly. Both these drawings are in willow charcoal. I'll show you Neil here up close, because he's not framed. So you can just hopefully see that a little bit better. And his jumper detail. Yeah, so it's really lovely when they get to near the end, and the person really comes to life. I found that so I pretty much work tonally with the willow, so I'm very delicately putting marks down with the willow charcoal and using a delicate eraser, and just sort of working all the information up very slowly. And there's no way, I don't even want the results quickly, so I like to just build it up slowly. And it also gives you time in your observation to get to know that person's face. So I think that one of the most important things is your observation skills. And I guess because I've been doing this for so long, I've really honed my eye and really honed how I look at things. But it is even still continually surprising to me. You think you know how, for instance, the mouth shape goes, and so you start to draw that. But as you keep looking and keep looking and looking and looking, you see, oh, actually, it doesn't go like that. It actually goes down a little bit like there, and then over a little bit like that, example. So it's continually looking, and I find that even though you've thought you've had all the information down correctly, and when I say correctly, as in how that person's face goes, the more you look, you actually see even more information sort of comes to you. And also it's all in relation to what it's next to. So, that shadow on the side of the face is completely relative to the lighting, or how it is right next to that, and or how it is under the neck is relative to how it is here on the side of the face. So you're continually readjusting the shading and all the information, and getting everything down. Working on their clothing was a bit of a challenge, but things like I turned the charcoal on its end, and was dabbing it a little bit more to get the texture. But again, I like building it up slowly, so I start light and then just add layer upon layer. I don't like sort of getting in there too quickly. It's all about getting to know what you're looking at and just slowly building it up, because the more you look and see, the more refined it becomes, the information and your knowledge about what you're drawing, and in this case, drawing my dad and drawing my sister-in-law's father. So yeah, it's a really beautiful process actually. And just in very recent years, I've introduced using brushes with my charcoal, which I never ever used to do. And especially for portraits, I found that to be really helpful, just to soften all the edges and just give it a bit more of sort of a softening tonality. So yeah, I'll just show you Neil again up close. Yeah, so that's all in willow. I haven't added any compressed charcoal to it like I do sometimes for the darker areas. I've just kept these in the willow, which is probably, you know, it's a bit softer, and that's nice. So it gives me a lot of comfort to hang Dad in my lounge room, especially as he's recently passed away. I get a lot of comfort from that. Excuse me. And so I'm hoping that Neil's family will also get a lot of comfort from having this portrait. Thank you. I just also wanted to add, when doing these portraits, what I found was probably the most crucial part was to get their eyes and their mouth. If you know, concentrating on getting that as close to how the person was really seemed to capture their character and their spirit. So yeah, I mean, you know, you're learning all the time as you're drawing, and you know, doing portraits is another whole learning curve as well. But you know, so far I'm just keeping this to personal work and family portraits, but yeah, it's a lovely thing to do. So I just thought I'd add that. Yeah, okay, thank you.